This is City SC Posse. STL Soccer first, always. An NFNP pod production.
Okay, it's the Matchday 3 recap. And I really had high expectations for this one. Like, going into the game, I thought it was going to be good, felt positive. Home game, we came off of a stinker against San Diego. And I'm like, we're going to bring it. Hartle's back, toy shirt starting. I'm like, we're going to score some goals.
Yep. Ian?
No.
No?
No.
No
Yep,
goals.
that did not happen. We scored
No
zero
goals
goals
at all? 0-0? No?
I wish it was a tie. Actually, I don't. Ties are almost worse at this point than losses. And that's something that I wanted to talk about and something that I brought up in the blog post, we went down 1-0 early in the second half, and we can get into some of the specifics here in a minute. But then it felt like we were chasing the game from there on out. Of course. I mean, you're at home, now you're losing 1-0. The time just kept going on and on and on. We can't score. The mood in the stadium was just more and more dejected. Nobody had the belief that we were going to score. And then it got to the point like, okay, you're in the 80th minute or whatever it was. And I'm like, even if we do score at this point, it's a tie. And a tie to me is the same as a loss, especially at home. It doesn't matter. A tie is no good. We need wins at home. We need wins on the road. We're in 14th place again. We suck. We're not good. And ties just aren't going to cut it. And neither are games where we can't score any goals.
Yeah, I will say that I was loving the game. I was all into the game.
Well, I mean, we dominated the game.
So good.
Yeah.
Dominating. We had our chances. I had a feeling we were getting one in, right? Like I knew we were scored. I knew it the whole time. I thought Toy Shirt had, a pretty solid offensive game. Thought he was going to get one. It just feels like Betcher he's there. He's got the opportunities, just cannot put something away. I thought it was going to happen, man. They scored, right? I think like 50th minute, something like that.
Pretty early. Yeah, pretty early.
A terrible turnover by Volum.
Yeah, here, I think I got it right here. They scored. I
still had the belief.
They scored in the 48th minute.
Scoring.
Yeah, 48th minute.
Oh.
And at that point we did too, I think, and you didn't go to this game. This was my game. I took our other brother, John Boy. He wasn't so sure about joining the podcast just yet, but we'll get him eventually. But yeah, because we were dominating the game so much, like we thought the same thing. We were like, all right, we'll come back, we'll put some pressure, we'll score. And if you score the 60th minute, the 70th minute, you're dominating the game, then you start thinking
really
like, all right, we're
building that momentum.
Yeah.
Second goal coming, right?
Yep. But that did not happen. So let's run through a couple of these stats. We had 9 total shots to their 6, 4 shots on target to their 3. So pretty comparable there. Possession though, we had 61%.
Yeah.
61%
swing from week to week, right? Like,
yep. Passes, we had 90% pass accuracy, which sounds great in theory, but one of my thoughts on this is all we do is pass the ball backwards. It's very easy to have great pass accuracy when you're just passing the ball backwards every time.
Sure.
So we'll get into that some more too. Lots of passes. We beat them in passes. We beat them in pass accuracy. We did have more fouls. They had more yellow cards, 3 yellow cards to our 1 yellow card. They had 2 offsides. We had 1 offsides. We had 8 corners. 8.
Yeah.
And they had 1.
Did you have
Couldn't
the
score.
over? What was the over in quarters? 9.5?
9.5. We took the under.
Yeah.
Both John and
Oh,
I, and
there you go.
I have a story. I do have a
Oh,
story
yeah,
about
yeah.
betting. So I made 2 bets on the night. I made the under on the corner kicks, and we won that one. And I did City for the win, and we lost that. And so it ended up being a push. I didn't win any money. I didn't lose any money. So that was that. But I did have an issue with DraftKings. We get down there, we go to Schlafly. So we went to Schlafly before the game, had a drink, and I'm like, "Oh, John, and he's like you. He's really good with the sports betting." And I'm like, help me pick some bets. So I log on. DraftKings won't let me make any bets. They say they can't verify my location. And I'm like, what
Yeah,
what are you talking about? They
maybe.
let me make bets before that. I already uploaded a picture of my driver's license. I'm on the cell tower. Nothing. So I switched to the
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi. Nothing.
Mhm.
Didn't work. Log out,
Oh,
log
okay.
back in. None of it works. And I don't know what it comes down to. I have a VPN on my phone. I wasn't using it. So, I'm not sure what the issue was. I contacted customer support. They threw a big thing. I haven't done it yet, but they want me to take a picture with my driver's license in front of my face. And I'm like, all right, I'll do all that. But what about the $200 in promotional bets that I had that I couldn't
Yeah,
use?
yeah. Because they were
So,
expiring, right?
of course, I was like, now
Yeah.
I just feel like it's a big scam. I want my $200 back. So I got to figure
Yeah.
that out. I might just bow out altogether. You and John
There's
might have to make all my bets.
there's always FanDuel, I
Yeah,
think,
but
right?
they're
Like
owned by
there are other
DraftKings. They're
books
the
out
same
there.
company.
Bet MGM or whatever it is, whoever ESPN owns or
Well, they
partners
said that
with,
they want
whatever.
me. They said 2 things. They said that I'm not allowed to play 2 sides of the same bet. So I did that in week 1 to get the promotional things. So
I
I
remember
don't
that.
know
Yeah.
that maybe that was a mistake. I'm like, all right, fine. I was like, I only did that because I wanted the promotional bets. But then they told me to get rid of all of the software on my phone that
The
can
VPN
mask
kind
my
of.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, how do you even know that I have that software on my phone and I haven't used it? So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
But it was a push. It was a push day for me on the lost on City winning and won on the corners. Did you place any bets?
I lost on City winning, threw that down. I think I specifically remember talking about taking the Betcher toy shirt shots on goal.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Bet didn't make it. Forgot
No.
about it. I
No.
don't know. I don't. What did Betcher even have a shot on goal? I don't know if he did
I
or
don't
not.
know if Betcher did. Toy Shirt definitely did.
Toy shirt had 2, I think, for sure. But
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know about
um,
Betcher.
so,
I
yeah, I
know.
don't know if that one was gonna hit. And then feeling good. I'm live betting. Feeling still strong that we're gonna come back, at least tie this game. After they score, right? So live bet. I think I threw down a St. Louis winner tie, and then for whatever reason, not thinking about anything, probably too much football betting. I parlayed it with toy shirt anytime goal scorer.
Well, the only downside with
I'm
that
within I'm
is
within 3 minutes after making that bet, by the way.
that he got subbed out.
He subbed out 3 minutes
Yeah.
after I made
Yeah.
that bet, and I was like,
Now,
"Oh yeah, that's right. That's a good
now
reminder.
we
Good
talked about
reminder,
this,
Kevin. That's
and I
dumb."
said this that he
I
was
know.
coming out between
Yeah.
45 and 60 minutes, and he
No.
did. He got subbed out. Hold on, and I got the timeline right here. He got subbed out in the I bet you it was like the
57th or
58th minute.
Yeah.
58th
Mhm.
minute.
Yeah.
And they did bring in Cordova, who is our new striker. And he did some good things. He didn't score or anything like that, but I thought he played well in the time that he had, and obviously it's his first game with us. We'll see. Maybe I don't know if he'll get the start. I wouldn't be shocked if he got the start over Betcher. Betcher's done nothing for us to date.
Needs to be
Toy Shirt showed a
needs to
lot of
sit, I think,
energy.
for a game.
Definitely. Toy Shirt showed energy. He showed control of the ball. He dribbled into space when he had the space.
I liked everything he was doing.
Yeah. Yep.
Offensively, right? Like
Yes.
I honestly had a feeling he was putting one in the back of the net. I couldn't believe he was the first sub out of the game.
Yeah, we knew it. We knew it. It's a fitness
Disappointment.
thing. It's a fitness
Yeah.
thing, and we'll see where it goes from here. I thought, Hardo played well. Durkin played well. Um, Edelman played well, but he didn't really make a big impact. Durkin, of course, picked up another yellow, an unnecessary yellow, and I'd call it every game. He's going to pick up a yellow every game.
Like bet on it? I don't know. Is that a bet you can take?
It might be a bet you could take, and if you do, your odds are in your favor. Picking Durkin to get a yellow. Now our defense, solid all game long, very solid. Even the goal that we gave up was all because of the one player on the team that I despise the most.
Who should be, another one that needs to be on the bench.
I have another player on the team that I really do not like, and I've called it since year one. I'm like, this guy is bad. And you know what? He hasn't played, and that's Josh Yarrow. Josh Yarrow is not good.
Yep.
Wallum is in the same boat. How he's made it this far in his professional career is beyond me. I counted. Me and John Boy, we counted how many passes he had backwards and how many he had forward. And it was somewhere between 4 to 5 to 1. So we'll call it a 4.5. Every 4.5 passes backwards, he would pass one forward. Terrible. He had there were times where he could dribble. And John even laughed at me because I told him this in front, before the game started. And I said, just watch. And he started dribbling the ball. Yeah. And he could go to the corner, one-on-one, had space. And John's like, oh, if he passes this one backwards. And then literally right after that, he stepped on the ball, stopped his run, passed it back. And you're like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, you have the space.
Get you in his ear and let him know, we're counting these now. We're starting to count these pass backs.
Well, I started looking on Facebook and X and all that stuff. People were tearing them up. So I'm not the only one. People are noticing. Yeah. Yeah. And if we're noticing, then the coaches should be noticing. And you know who else is noticing? The other team. They know that he's not going to beat them one-on-one down the wing. So now they can completely adjust their defense. Now, to piggyback on this, and I also talked about it on the blog, I will say that Santos played a great game. He brought energy. He was, calling for the ball. He had the belief. But what he does not have is a right foot.
Right foot.
And it was
I talked to John Boy about this yesterday, how, it took a little bit for the defense to realize this, and clearly they caught on. They started pushing him off to the right. So we switched him to the other side of the field, didn't we?
At the very end of the game, who did we bring on? Let me see. Sang Bin. We brought him on to play the left mid, and then Santos went and played right mid. And if for nothing else, I'm okay with that move just to shake things up and, but they were daring Santos. Like they were even putting their arm out, like, go for it, dude. Like, push down the wing.
Not a good feeling.
And cross it with your right. You're not going to do it. And what did he do? He tried to make a move back to the middle of the field, and he couldn't do it, and he ended up passing it back.
Yep. Not a good sign. Not a good sign.
No.
Got to be able to play with both feet at this level. So.
Yes. Now, again, I was happy
my
with
only
his
thought
energy.
is that we moved him to the other side of the field in hopes that that side wasn't paying attention that he's a lefty. That's all he can do, right? Like,
that could have something to do with it for sure. McSorley came in. He didn't make much or any of an impact at all. And that was it.
Are you playing McSorley over Betcher if you?
At this point, definitely.
That's what it comes down to?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know that McSorley's ready to be a starter. My problem is if you're bringing him in the 75th minute, he might not be in there long enough to make an impact. It's tough. It's tough when you're coming in off the bench and you got 15 minutes of play time. You got to capitalize on a chance. Otherwise, you're going to get passed over. But Betcher's doing nothing. And I think he's a bench guy too. Bring him in when he could be high energy late in the game. Maybe there's already a defenseman on a yellow and Betcher can get under his skin or get a foul or, something like that. That's Betcher's game. McSorley right now, great City 2 player, and we've had a great City 2 team for the last several years, really since its inception, but it hasn't translated to the MLS. So I think that's definitely a story, you like to see McSorley get something, and he might have to just do it coming in off the bench. So we'll have to see. I feel like, we'll talk about this in the next episode. Toy Shirt's got to get the start. Cordova, you got to give him a chance, certainly. Pompeo.
No,
And people are screaming, where the F
on the
is
field.
Pompeo?
Is it for his defense?
I don't. It doesn't matter.
On his
it doesn't matter.
Position? Like, I don't know. I don't understand it.
No, he brings in enough offense. He's enough of an offensive weapon. He could score goals. He can dribble one-on-one. He could take people on one-on-one. He could take it to the corner. He's fast.
I'm sure he can.
You need
pull it back.
An offensive weapon. We have 1 goal on the season. Klaus has what? 3, 4?
He's
maybe by tomorrow. Maybe by tomorrow he'll have 4. Like, give me a break. We got to score goals, and that it's getting tiresome. It's getting old. And go. I have some more thoughts. I have some thoughts about some of the coaching decisions that we're not going to have time for in this podcast. The ownership of the team, the message that they send about exciting soccer, it's not there. It's great to have a good defense, but if you're not,
I think we have a good defense. I don't know, because week 2 was just I did not feel good about our week 2 performance defensively.
Well, I think San Diego's just a better team. And we're gonna find out. And again, we'll preview this in the next episode. We've got LAFC. They're 3-0. It ain't looking good. And then our next batch of games, we're coming home. You got the next game, New England. Okay, Eastern Conference team. You might have a shot at it. But then we're at New York City. Then we're at Dallas, at Seattle.
We talked about it. We talked about it last week. It's a
3 away games in a row.
That's why we felt like this was such a necessary, win. We needed the 3 points coming out of this week.
So you assume, I'm as much as I would love a win, it ain't looking good. You assume we're going into a loss here, and now we're what? 0-3-1, right? With probably 1 goal. We'll have a -5 goal differential. We'll be in either 14th or 15th place. The momentum is not on our side.
It's not.
The schedule is not on our side.
Now let me ask you the question real quick. Quick 30-second answer. Everybody's asking, what food did you get?
We did the Pappy's burnt end sandwich, which is great.
So good.
Yeah, it's great with some extra barbecue sauce and their pub chips. All good there.
This is what ownership's counting on. People coming to the game for the food, right? Like, doesn't matter what product they're throwing out there.
And I think there's something to that. And some people were talking about this, on social media as well. How much longer do the fans continue? We've already seen prices decrease. You can go buy a ticket day of the game for pretty cheap now. So for those season ticket holders like us that are hanging in there, paying a premium for the ticket. Yeah, we have guaranteed games. Yes, if we make it to the playoffs, we get first right of refusal and things like that. And it's, we get other things. It's great to be. I love saying it. But the team sucks year in and year out. I mean, you look at what happened to the Cardinals. Nobody goes to the games anymore. So I don't know. You need to start winning. You need to start winning some games at home, and you have to start scoring goals.
But we
you got to invest in a striker.
Grouping of sports teams right now between where the Blues are, where the Cardinals are, and
SLU men's basketball, baby.
Not doing. Battlehawks coming up, right? Like, let's
Battlehawks coming up. Ricky Prohl, the new head coach.
Yeah.
When does that
Yeah,
start? Is that
it's brutal.
next weekend?
We need offense here with City. It is sometime in April, I thought, but I could be wrong.
Oh no!
I feel like
April.
they pushed back the season like a year ago or something, and it starts a
Huh.
little later than it used to. But I could
Right.
be wrong.
Right.
I'm no longer a season ticket holder there, so
Right.
unsure.
All right. Well, to wrap things up here, we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about Löwen.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
assuming that you heard that, his wife
So-
did pass away.
Very sad news, yeah.
Yeah, and I know, we talked about it a little bit on some of our previous episodes, how much the team needs him, and his presence makes a big difference. And we knew that he had these personal issues, but missing the games, and you're like, what's going on? Obviously now we know, and certainly, I think everybody feels bad. I mean, she was young.
My God, yeah.
He's young. Heartbreaking, man. Heartbreaking.
It is heartbreaking. Like it, and I hate the fact that I was even like, oh, where is he? Right? Like, my God, yeah. Like, be with your wife, be with your family, have that support system. I know that he's has the support of the team itself
Of
and the
course.
league
Yeah.
itself.
Yeah.
The league was there to help him out.
Several
Be there for
posts.
him
The
as
Galaxy
much as you
posted
can help him
something.
out. But
Klaus and the Galaxy were wearing armbands. So yeah, I mean, of
you like
course
to
he has
see
the
that,
support.
but
Sure, he has the
yeah,
support of the team, his teammates, the community. He's very religious, so his church and his
yeah. Take
his
at
community
this
there.
point, take the time you need. I don't know.
Sure. So you don't know where he fits in, and I think that's what you have to say. Obviously take the time that you need. Maybe soccer is something that helps him. Maybe he needs time to step away from the game, but certainly we'll support him, and we'll push on like we can.
Yeah.
All right.
Agreed.
Well, thanks for listening, guys. We'll catch you on the next episode. We'll preview our match against LAFC that is coming up this
Get a win.
Saturday evening. It's a late one, 9:30 start. We need to win.
Oh man, that's a stellar performance.